good morning, beautiful, beautiful people. Apologies for the lateness. I am the only person in the studio this morning, so bear with me. I thought it important not to cancel on you all again, because if that happens for a second time when I have the ability to run the stream, it might form a habit, and I'm not interested in forming negative habits. So it's Tuesday, the 17th of July. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture, as defined by the culture. And of course, we are hosted by the best. Everyone introduce themselves. And that's it. No. I would love for as much participation as possible from anybody who is listening, who can call in, who can jump on the Discord and help me with this stream. I make apologies for Emmanuel. Obviously, Esther's normally not in on Wednesdays, so it's definitely on Emmanuel. Now, Emmanuel is sickly again, and it dawned on me that we have another vegan in the chat, right? Self-professed vegan, a loyal vegan in Ramsey. And I would love for Ramsey to let me know how often he gets sick. Because I want to see if it's Emmanuel's diet that has him being sick so frequently. Mr. Melanin Jam Packed. Let me say good morning to everybody in the chat. Good morning, Babiel. Good morning, Davina. Good morning, Black Mara. Good morning, Ramsey. Good morning, Mercy. Good morning, Sarah. Or Sarah, probably. Good morning, SLM86. Good morning, Ruby Wednesday. Good morning, Star Crow. Good morning, Pa Wow. Good morning, Dr. Mani. How was your birthday celebrations? What did you do? Did you invite your cousin? Good morning, Christy. And good morning, Crud Crew. Sorry. All right. I've said all of the badges. Good morning, Fernand. All right. Fernand is another loyal vegan. So, but Fernand smokes a lot. So maybe that's the thing that gives him the fortitude needed to stave off viruses and common cold and stuff. Because Emmanuel doesn't smoke the reefer. Ooh, interesting fact that Heather sent to me last night. Apparently, Henry Ford was planning to release a whole line of cars that were built with hemp. And the powers that be stopped him from doing that because it would have disrupted their greed. And I found that fascinating. Like, a whole car he invented or made or constructed with compressed hemp. And I thought that was fantastic. Where's the pictures? Let me send this to myself. Hempoffset.com, Henry Ford. Let me just type that in. Hemp offset. I'll try to remember to keep flicking this. Henry Ford. And I've also been watching some updates with the Trump situ as more and more information trickles in, and I'll share that with you all just now. All right, I've got the site up. Boom, 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 boom. Henry Ford hemp car, the sustainable vehicle that could have changed the world. It's a strong title. Look at him. Now, I don't know if this is the hemp car, right? I don't know if it is that you were looking for like a leafy joint, but I think this is just compressed hemp. All the body work and whatnot, compressed hemp. And the fact that he was able to do that back then, geez, wavy, right? All right, Henry Ford built a car made with hemp biocomposites and powered by hemp fuel. Henry Ford is a name that has become synonymous with American manufacturing and the automobile industry. However, many people are unaware that one of Ford's most interesting inventions was actually a car made most entirely out of hemp. Boom. In the early 20th century, Henry Ford was on a mission to create a car that was not only affordable but also sustainable. So apparently he was a man for the people. I don't know if it was all people, but he believed that hemp was the key to achieving both of these goals. Ford was a strong advocate for using renewable resources, and he saw hemp as an ideal material due to its strength, durability, and abundance. Let's see where look, I think this is what some people were thinking it would look like. So you're driving and then you pluck some leaves and then you roll it and you smoke it. Look at that. All right, then. And where's it say the people that popped him down? Unfortunately, the use of hemp ethanol fuel never became widespread due to political and economic factors. The oil industry and the government were not keen on promoting the use of a renewable fuel source that could potentially threaten their businesses. As a result, the use of ethanol fuel made from hemp was heavily restricted, and eventually it fell out of use altogether. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Now, Heather also shared something else. Let me just email this to myself because I think it's good for any potential 19-year-olds or anyone who's not looking to go to university and are interested in any opportunities. Whoops. There we go. All right. So, hi all. I should just press this instead. Hi all. If you know any young person not planning on going to university in September 2024 but want to earn and learn, this opportunity may be for them. Build the Way is offering 9 traineeship placements to young Londoners at a selection of different architecture practices in London starting in October 2024, Black History Month. Each trainee is paid London living wage for a 32-hour week with an additional 1 day a week at the London School of Architecture undertaking their EPQ. With no experience-based barriers to application, places are offered to those who can show a passion for design and cities. This is a 9-month entry-level architecture traineeship providing an alternative and accessible route into a career designing and making buildings, spaces, cities, and communities. For more details, see below. And this is the site, Build the Way. Let's see what the site looks like. Let's see what this site looks like. Hold up, Ramsey said he's on Discord. Let's bring him up. Morning.
Morning. Can you hear me?
I appreciate this tremendously. Thank you very much. Let me just make it make sense. There you go. And yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
All right, lovely. All right, so this is the website, buildtheway.co.uk. buildtheway.co.uk. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, and I'm also going to make sure and leave it in the description of this stream, and I'll pin the message. Boom, boom. There you go. Crucial J said that camel must have smell nice. No, not with not with the weed. You know what I said weed smells like? Ramsey, you ever smoked?
Have I ever smoked?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was younger.
And you stopped. Why did you stop?
I bugged the fuck out.
Oh, as in it made you hallucinate?
No. It's just I've done everything wrong. I've done it when I wasn't in like a safe environment. I did it all like 100% weed, no fucking what do you call it? No tobacco, and I just flipped out. I was so high that it felt like I could see myself from space. The whole thing was crazy, and bear in mind, I've never drunk before. I've never done anything like that before. So not feeling like I was in control of my body completely fucked me up.
Wow. That was a proper trip.
Yeah, I bugged out. I was finished.
All right. So it was the only one time you did it and then never again.
I think I'd done it maybe a few years later, but I didn't smoke as much. I took a little bit, and I was like, it gave me a little bit of a buzz. But I was like, this ain't worth it. This ain't for me.
Okay. All right, cool. Please take advantage of that opportunity if anybody finds that interesting. Ramsey, let me show you something. I'm not sure if it is that you've been following the Trump stuff. But
I haven't at all, no.
That's cool. I'm gonna show or share a few things with people today.
And let's put this up on the screen here. Here's the Pac-Man design.
Obviously, now I'm streaming this. This particular stream isn't gonna be monetized, but I'll, I guess, mute it after the fact.
And once again, just to remind you why this is being called the Pac-Man security bubble here. So this, you mean to tell me that line of sight, that water tower, that building, that series of buildings is out of your purview, and it continues.
All right, so let me just pause this, right? So this dot here, just under this big yellow, red circle, is where the sharpshooters were placed, right? And right over here is where the shooter, quote unquote shooter, was killed, right? And apparently what is being said is, how can all of this area around this perimeter, all of this area is covered, but not this part here? Now, it turns out this building that the quote-unquote shooter was on was actually a headquarters for the local police. So whilst this guy was on the roof, there were policemen in the building. There were policemen in the building. Now, what I find more interesting, Ramsey, and what I want everybody to listen to is this here. Oops.
The world's first titanium nonstick pan. It's gonna blow your hair.
Sorry about this.
I'm Mike Pagale.
Fired from the water tower. We confirmed gymnastics.
So there's a claim, and this is what everybody's talking about right now, right? This is what is being investigated. Apparently, there were two shooters. There was one that was on the roof that everybody's talking about, right? That is 20-year-old guy. And then there was one in a water tower. A water tower. And I'm going to show you where the water tower is. Back to that Pac-Man thingamajiggy. Now, bear in mind, I'm not being a conspiracy nut here. I'm just sharing information as it drips out bit by bit. And that's why a lot of people are refusing to just believe what they've heard so far, because so many things don't make sense. This is the water tower here. Much further back, this is the water tower. And this here is where the man was shot. This is the water tower. This is where the sharpshooters were. Cool. So this water tower is much further back. So let's go back to that particular point. I'll just play.
You see, he's right at the base of that roof.
FYI, I can't hear the video.
Oh, thanks for sharing that. Let's see if I can change that. Let me know when you do hear it.
Further distance away, not from that roof line. And we need to find out what they saw, and can we confirm that was there anyone on that water tower or not? So multiple now eyewitnesses saying that they saw shooters from another location, bullets fired from the water tower. Watch.
Hit the ground, and he kept standing. I was like, "You gotta get down, boy. You gotta get down. They're gonna shoot you." Because if they would have had like a machine gun, they could have taken us off.
Can you hear it?
It's almost like someone's playing on a loudspeaker on the other side of the room.
Maybe it's just that you can't hear it from Discord. I wonder if the people in the chat can hear the video. Let's see.
I think they can. It's just me.
All right, cool. Then that's fine. If it is you want to see what I'm doing, then I guess play the stream. All right, cool. Let me continue playing it before I start messing up some stuff over here.
So then we laid there for a while. We saw different places where the gunshots were at, and then they got President Trump down, Secret Service did, and they took him out of there and got him off of the stage, and he was bleeding. And so then my son and daughter-in-law was back behind us, back behind the fence, and we was worried about them. We couldn't call them, and so we started trying to go after them then when they finally let us up, and they had been right by the fence where the other shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one by the fence.
And still, obviously, initial reports. But what we do know.
One by the water tower.
Exactly. So that's just one eyewitness. Here's another eyewitness witnessing the water tower. Watch.
Sharpshooter shot to the left. He killed the gentleman in the water tower here. Now, when I called my husband at home, who's watching TV, he said, I thought Trump hurt his ear when he went to the ground. But he said, no, on TV they showed before Trump hit the ground, the ear was bleeding. So that sharpshooter went across. Trump turned his head. His ear must have been nipped, and it killed somebody in the stands over to the left.
Could you see anyone injured besides the blood on the former president?
All I saw was the gentleman from Beaver County who spoke earlier in the day, who was running for the State House Representative, Elmore. I know his name. He had a white shirt on, and I saw him come from that left stands where the people were mostly shot. I think there were several. They said 3 medevacs left here. Blood was down the right side of his. He wasn't shot, but you could see that he was next to somebody who must have been bleeding profusely, because he either helped them and ran, rubbed against them, or tried to get them help or something. It was covered, so I knew that he was near somebody. That was my first indication that somebody was actually shot, when I saw his blood on his shirt.
Aaron, when did you realize that, hey, this might not be fireworks, this might be something else?
When they got Trump down on the ground. We were just so concerned that he wasn't hit, because we couldn't. It happens so fast. It's really hard to process it. I guess if you have it on your camera to see the exact minute, you can tell. But when he got up, he did not look bad at all. What I've heard coming out here is now they feel that there was 2 shooters on both sides. So they got the one on the tower on this side, but the one on the right side they never got. So that's why they wanted us to leave immediately, because they thought there's still a shooter out there somewhere. So there could be in these woods around Butler. And I feel sad for our country. I feel sad for everybody, you don't like the guy, don't vote for him. Don't kill him. We love the guy. We're going to vote for him. What is up with his violence? It's just terrible. I just wish that people that.
All right. So this is why there is so much. This is why there's so much mistrust and distrust amongst the people when it is the government is speaking, because this now is starting to look like it really is a cover-up by, I guess, quote-unquote, Biden and his people, or the deep state, whichever one, whether it's the same or whether it's different. It looks like the guy that we have been told about, Crooks guy, he's the fall guy, right? This 20-year-old guy who they found his phone, but there's no information about the rally or nothing about his plans to do this particular thing. The fact that he's on the same roof that the police headquarters is in, and now we're hearing, where am I? Yeah, now we're hearing that there were two guys that were spotted by certain bystanders, sorry, and one of them was definitely shot from her estimation, which is the guy in the water tower, but the one that we know about was the guy on the roof of the police headquarters. Madness, man. Absolute madness. So they are probably trying to get Trump out of here. It looks like it wasn't Trump that sorted this out. It looks like it was the other side. All right. I will keep you updated if I hear any more during the coming weeks. Let us crack into the headlines. I hope you can still talk. Can you still hear me?
You talking to me?
Yeah,
I'm here.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to get into the headlines. I think I have a... All right. Labour's economic growth plans to be unveiled in King's speech at state opening of Parliament. The King's speech at the state opening of Parliament will reveal Labour's economic growth plans, including over 35 bills. I think it's probably better if I do this and give you guys some color. Agree. All right, there we go. This is not going to work, so I'm going to just do this. Let me put it back to this thing here. All right, the King's speech at the state opening of Parliament will reveal Labour's economic growth plans, including over 35 bills. Emphasis will be on economic growth, devolution of powers, creation of a national wealth fund, GB energy, planning system reform, and workers' rights. There will be a potential reintroduction of tobacco sales ban for those born after 2009, railways, renationalisation, and a strengthened renters reform bill. New legislation to empower the Office of Budget Responsibility addressing economic turmoil from previous policies is being considered. The formal session begins with traditional ceremonies and a royal procession, followed by debates on the King's speech. Number 2, part of the UK could hit 30 degrees Celsius, but more rain to come. Nasty weather. Parts of the UK could experience temperatures reaching 30 degrees Celsius by the end of the week. Following a wet start to July, the southeast of England is expected to see the warmest temperatures on Friday. This could potentially set a new record for the hottest day of the year, surpassing the 30.5 degrees Celsius recorded in Wisley, Surrey on June 26th. How is that surpassing if it's more than that? Don't understand that. While some areas will see drier and warmer weather, it will be short-lived. Northern and western areas may return to unsettled conditions as early as Saturday evening. The Met Office issued a yellow rain warning on Monday with significant rainfall in some areas. Temperatures in London could reach 30 degrees on Friday before cooling down over the weekend. Thunderstorms are predicted for Saturday night, leading to a return to average temperatures next week. And the third headline is Kagame wins Rwanda vote in landslide. There was no other outcome there. None. Rwandan President Paul Kagame is set to extend his rule by another 5 years, securing 99.15% of the vote with about 79% of ballots counted. Can you imagine a ruler who is so loved by the entire nation that he gets a rerun every single time his stay in office finishes? And that's 5 years. 99.15% of the vote. Bonkers. Kagame faced no significant opposition as leading figures were banned from what? Wait a minute. So he banned his opposition. Oh my goodness. That's bonkers. Kagame faced no significant opposition as leading figures were banned from running. His two opponents, Frank Habineza and Philip, garnered only 0.53% and 0.32% of the vote, respectively. Bloody hell. The Electoral Commission reported a 98% voter turnout from the more than 9.5 million eligible voters. What? Their civic duty is taken seriously, or these are lies? Full provisional, well, I shouldn't say the lies, only because I'm comparing them to the madness that happens over here, I guess. Full provisional results are expected by 20th of July, with final results due by 27th of July. My God. Kagame has been Rwanda's de facto leader since the end of the 1994 genocide and has been president since 2000. His previous election in 2017 saw a similar outcome with 98.8% of the vote. Kagame's administration has been accused of restricting freedoms, though his supporters credit him with fostering economic growth and reducing ethnic tensions. Yeah, them numbers are bonkers. I'm gonna see if I can call my my Rwandan correspondent to see. Well, to be honest, she might even tell me because she's literally working for Kagame. Your phone's probably bugged. All right, so that is first set of headlines. Let's get into topic of the day. All right, let me just check in with the people in the chat, see what they've been saying whilst I've been waffling. Okay. You might need to watch Breakfast Club interview with Dr. Umar. All right, cool. I'll check it out. Video is fine. God bless. JFK assassination had the same theories. Cool. President since 2000. Yep, that's crazy. All right, cool. Let's press on. Topic of the day today is common sense is the last thing I saw, heard, and tasted was. All right. Maybe I should say where, but push on. All right, Ramsey, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you, Mom.
All right.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm right. Let's get some questions down here. How that we can use from time to time. Give reasons. All right. Give reasons and elaborate. Bear in mind, it doesn't have to be literally the very last thing. It can be the last significant thing. Just make it recent enough. All right. First question, Ramsey. What's the last thing you saw? Movie, TV show, person, etc. Give me most recent first, and then give me most interesting. What's the last thing you saw?
Last thing I watched was of recent, I believe. What the hell was it? Oh, The Boys.
Is that superhero stuff?
Yeah.
Make an argument for me that I should watch that. I tried watching it, then I started seeing a whole set of slapstick comedy, violence and weirdness.
Yeah, it's. I think the description I could give to it is probably super tongue-in-cheek superhero film. It doesn't take itself very seriously, but it has some sort of social commentary in it, and it just plays with the fact that it plays with the idea that current social economic standings that we're in now would affect superheroes if they really existed. And you can kind of see how it would ultimately corrupt them. But I say that like it's a super serious show. It's not. There's very, very silly shit that happens in it. But I like the fact that it doesn't take itself seriously and it kind of gives a real spin on superheroes as opposed to the, superheroes are always just and they're amazing human beings. I think it's quite good. I think towards the end, well now, I'm really starting to dislike the season, but it's still definitely worth the watch. I don't think there's anything else really that's as creative as The Boys.
So it's the top in its class, you're saying?
It's making a lot of money for Amazon, and I think it's given Netflix a run for its money.
Serious.
And I think the fact that it's not under 18 helps it a lot. I think the fact that it's 18 is a huge unique selling point for it.
Okay. How much out of 10 would you give it?
First season, I would definitely give it like, I don't know, out of 10, 7, 8. It's stuff just happens and you're like, oh, what the fuck? Well, how did that happen? I think it's good, man. It's The Boys is definitely something creative that we need on TV.
Okay. All right. So that was the last thing that you saw.
Yes.
All right. What was the last thing I saw? House of Dragons episode 5. Bit slow. Not worthy enough for me to do any spoilers. Let me see. What was the last thing I saw that was interesting person-wise? Last person I saw was probably Marvin.
Okay.
On this week's episode of Three Shots, whoever does listen to Three Shots, if it is that you don't, if it is that you enjoy Supercell, they had the director and one of the actors on for a nice conversation. So if you all want to check that out on Friday. Huh?
Was that Ratman?
No, it wasn't Ratman. It was can't remember what the guy's name is.
Okay.
But the director is there, and I guess it's very insightful because a lot of people don't even know that he was kind of like involved in it, which is interesting. Did you watch Supercell?
I did.
How did you think it was? Did you enjoy it?
I watched it without talking to no one, so I clocked the link with Sickle Cell quite early.
Yeah.
And I thought, wait, hold on. They seem to be talking about Sickle Cell quite a lot. In the beginning, it was. I felt like it was sprinkled in, but towards the end of the show, it was kind of thrown in your face. Yeah, I mean, it was. I like the Sickle Cell thing with it. I wish they kind of delved into that more. I wasn't a big fan of the whole Roadman stuff. I think that we could have done with way less than that.
Yeah.
I found, all in all, I feel like it was good for Netflix. I'm happy that something homegrown from London was doing well.
Yeah.
But a lot of the writing I didn't agree with.
When you say you didn't agree with it, good morning, Ed. If it is that you can jump in Discord and join this particular panel, then cool. Please feel free to. Sorry, Ramsey.
Or the same
continue.
for anyone else as well.
Huh?
I said the same for anyone else as well.
Yes, anybody who would like to join this particular discussion, would like to join us during this very, 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 very lonely episode, please jump in the Discord. I can bring you up on stage and you can be another voice. Shout out Black Rob. All right, sorry, continue.
Yes. Yeah, so what's it? Taser came from a less than affluent family, right? His grandma raised him. He doesn't know where his mum is. He believes that she left him, right? So he's grown up in this horrible environment. So what he chooses to do as soon as he finds that he has power, all right, boom, I'm gonna start stealing from the ops. I found that was the dumbest shit I've ever watched in my life. That's the dumbest shit. I just found out I got a superpower which turns me invisible. What am I gonna do? Boom, I'm gonna shank the ops, and then we're gonna be the biggest. We're gonna have the biggest bando in the ends, and we're gonna be the biggest gangsters in the ends. I actually burst out laughing. I was like, there's no way someone in real life or anyone I know. I asked everyone, what would you do if you turn invisible? If you could turn invisible, everyone said the same thing. I'm robbing a bank, or if I'm doing petty crimes, I'm robbing man them up in West End, taking rollies and going jewelry stores. No one's saying I'm gonna be the biggest trapper in South London. That was one of the things that really, really bothered me.
So superheroes doing stupid stuff don't bother you, but this one bothers you.
What do you mean, the boys?
Yes.
Yeah, but the difference between those two is how serious it takes itself. The boys doesn't take itself seriously at all. I find with Supercell, it's trying to build like a proper narrative. It's a proper story. It has a proper linear kind of, you know what I mean, like a narrative with it. The boys isn't. The boys is a mishmash of nonsense, and the main character's English accent is one of the worst English accents I've ever heard. It's a very tongue-in-cheek show, but with Supercell, I wasn't getting that vibe.
Okay.
I wasn't. And then the other character, I can't remember his name, but probably the main protagonist, along with his missus, when they were in the middle of having sex, he vanished or something like that from the top of my head. Obviously, it's an extremely scary moment. And then he flashes back in. She's like, what the fuck is going on? Obviously, all of that was normal reaction. And he kind of brushes it off because then he realizes that he doesn't want to tell his missus for whatever reason, I don't understand, that she dies 3 months later. And then they kind of get over it. And then the next morning she goes, oh, gotta go to work now. Which I don't understand. A lot of the decisions on the show, I just didn't understand. I feel like a lot of it could have made a lot more sense if it was realistic. And I don't mean realistic like, oh, superheroes don't exist. I mean, the whole thing I annoys me with shows is that, cool, let's make say we make a fairy tale narrative or whatever. So say, for example, Supercell, we have these characters, we see what their temperaments are, and then we would make realistic decisions based on the narrative that they have created in that show. I don't like plot devices. Do you know what I mean by that?
No.
So plot devices are situations in a show that purely serve the point of carrying on the narrative of the show, as opposed to being something that's relative. Sorry, not relative, something that we could relate to. So the reason, arguably, the reason Game of Thrones, the first one, did so well was because we could understand why they were making those choices. And I'm talking season 1, 2, 3, right? So when Sean Bean died in the first season, as much as all of us are used to shows where they don't kill off the main character, we understood why that character died. It had real life consequences. Whereas Supercell, I believe that no one was gonna. I didn't feel a sense of attachment with no character, and I feel like it made me detached a little bit. And by the way, I'm critical of their shows. That's why I don't like most shows, because I feel like all of it is they're there to spoon feed us. Most shows aren't there to do what Game of Thrones done and just be completely against the grain. Hold on, I think Sandy Malik said that's his actual accent. Are you talking about Butcher from The Boys? Because if you are, there's no way that's his actual accent. He's from New Zealand, and it's easily one of the worst English accents I've ever heard in my life. But yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Next question is, what's the last thing you heard? Music, song, album, a story, etc.
Last thing I've heard probably was Childish Gambino's new song.
Yeah?
With Georgia Smith and Amaria, I think her name is.
Georgia Smith, yeah?
Yeah.
What's it saying?
I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it. It's called In the Night. I feel like Georgia done her thing. I'm not the biggest Georgia Smith fan, but she done her thing. I don't know what Childish Gambino's doing with this album. It sounds like a very poppy album. It should be coming out soon. But yeah, it was alright. I guess if you're into soft pop, maybe you'd fuck with it.
All right.
I think that was the last thing I listened to. I was listening to it on the way home yesterday from the studio.
Good morning, Ed. How are you?
Morning, guys. Yeah, I'm all good, man.
Thanks for joining the panel.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
What's the last thing that you heard or listened to? And it could be a song, an album, a story, etc.
Last album I proper sat with probably like last week. I just finally sat with the Schoolboy Q album,
Mm.
the Brilliance album. Yeah, finally got to sit down with that one. That's cold. That's probably his best work. I can't even lie.
Do you agree, Ramsey?
Yeah, I do. It was a hard album.
All right, fantastic. Would you recommend?
And what was funny?
Sorry.
Sorry, what was funny is that he kept it. He kept it for mad long. He didn't release it for a long time. He said he was scared about releasing it.
Yeah, you can hear certain songs sound a bit like older than other songs. Just you can sort of tell just the way he's spitting. There's some stuff
Yeah,
sound like it's
hard
from
album.
yeah.
All right, thank you. Next question. What's the last thing you touched or touched you? Emotive story, a random pet walking past, be creative, etc. Were you loved this morning, Ramsey?
What?
You are married. Ed, are you married?
Yeah.
All right, then. This could get interesting. What's the last thing you touched or touched you?
Yeah.
My wife.
Go on, Ramsey, if you want.
My wife. We hugged. We just had a long hug yesterday. It was nice.
Amazing. How about you, Ed?
What's it called? Oh, we was at a cinema the other day. We was actually at cinema that Sunday. We watched that Inside Out 2. And there's just like this little moment where my daughter comes and sits on my lap, and like we're watching it. I was just sort of like, while watching this, because the film's about a kid in their teen years.
Yeah.
I sort of had this moment where I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at this film, and sort of realizing how quick everything's gone so far, and how quick everything's gonna be before we get there as well. So I just had a nice emotional moment there.
So both of you all are married men, and both of you all have children, right?
Yes.
Before you all had children, did you know that you were going to be so invested in your child's emotional state, physical state, mental state, spiritual state? Because I heard that there's like a spiritual connection that it can't be explained or described when it is that you have that first child. Is that true?
I think both is true. I think if you're going out with the intent of having a child, you know that you're already gonna do everything for them. I don't think that thing switches on. I think as soon as your significant other becomes pregnant, you know exactly what you have, like an ideal plan in your head about what you want your child to become, to be, the stability, emotional stability that you want them to have. I think that's all just innately in you if you're going forward with the objective of having a child. I'm sure it's the same for Ed as well.
Yeah, I think it's that. So I'd say similar. Yeah, like you obviously in your head from the minute you find she's pregnant, you're already like having all these different ideas and thoughts and dreams of what's going to happen and what's not going to happen and blah blah blah. But in general, you're sort of locked in from that moment to know that all right, this is happening now. I'm ready for this, and well, ready as ready as you can be, and so just be like, yeah, you're locked in from that point onwards.
Is your child under 10, Ed?
Yeah. She's in reception.
Right, okay, so slightly younger than mine. Me and my wife had exactly the same thing. Literally, I think it was the weekend where her and I were just watching my son on the table making something, and then we just looked at him like, "Fucking hell, he's grown up so much, mashallah." I think we both kind of teared up watching him.
Yeah, those moments was when the annoying stuff, the annoying moments sort of get forgotten about very quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ed, how long have you been married?
She's gonna get mad if I get this wrong. Like 5 years now? Yeah, 5 years.
5.
Yeah.
And you, Ramsey?
7.
7. How often do y'all have date night?
Good question, you know. I would say probably with us, it probably averages up maybe once a month.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. Probably once a month. Sometimes it's a bit more. Sometimes it's a bit less. It's just a bit more time. It's probably average about once a month. Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. I might revisit that later. All right, next question is, what's the last thing you tasted?
Bowl of cereal.
What cereal?
Bowl of cereal. What is it? Some. I don't have to explain it. Brent's asking me a question.
What is in your bowl of cereal, sir?
Chocolate cereal.
Chocolate cereal?
You don't want to show off the brand, no? You don't want to big up the
No,
brand.
fuck the brand because my wife bought it by accident.
No. Is it an Israeli brand?
I think so.
Oh my goodness, you are eating Israeli cereal.
I think so. I think she made a mistake.
Ramsey with the
Whoa.
shit. Well, that might need the horns for this.
100%.
Fuck the horns. Fuck Israel. Fuck the horns. Since they get monetized anyway, fuck Israel. Fuck Netanyahu.
I see dead people.
Come on.
You woke up this morning on the right side of history.
No, it was yesterday. Having her breakfast, I thought I'd come and help you, and now I'm getting.
Wait, so you volunteered that information?
Yeah,
Unprovoked?
I always volunteer.
Wow. Ed, how about you?
I'd like a slice of toast, literally, like 5 minutes before I jumped in school.
What do you put on your toast?
Just some jam.
Is it wholemeal
butter?
toast?
Hold on. Wait. No butter.
Nah, man. I'm good.
Ed, you're a murderer. You're a fucking murderer.
Relax. I don't like the accusatory tone for this, bro.
You're a psychopath. No
I don't like
butter on the
accusatory
toast.
tone. Crazy.
You put no butter on your
Sometimes.
toast.
I'm saying that moment, I just went, no, I just grabbed the jam because I couldn't see the butter, so I just grabbed the jam. It's straight.
If I'm not having butter on it, it's alright, but I ain't having no toast. But Brent, what about you? What you eating? You ain't told us shit.
What do I eat for breakfast? When I do eat breakfast, I will have some granola and some oat milk. Both are from Israel,
Okay.
the land of the free.
Okay.
Anyway, I have just gotten an email. And I haven't just got an email. I actually mentioned this particular email a couple of days ago. I've asked ChatGPT if she can read it out for me because it's quite long. And she said yes. So let me just plug this in. Boom. Let's see if she abides by my command. Something seems to have gone wrong. You little witch. Refresh. I might have to read this. All right. Buckle in. I spoke on Friday about... Ooh. I think they may be doing it. It's working. All right, little context. I spoke on Friday about the young lady that emailed in talking about Emmanuel. Obviously, Emmanuel wasn't here, and then when Emmanuel came back, I gave him a chance to basically respond. And this young lady wrote like a long email that Margs was supposed to read out, but Margs wasn't in, and Emmanuel didn't want people to hear this. So I thought, whilst he's not here, I might as well just read it to you guys. And I don't know what it's currently doing, but maybe it's processing it to then read it out. It's not working. I'm going to read it. Okay, Brent, I'm back up to date with my episodes. In fact, I'm going to find out if the chat wants to hear this. First of all, the panel, do you want to hear this email? Ramsey and Ed?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, go on.
All right, let's see from the chat. The chat, do you want to hear me read this email? Not that you want to hear me, you probably don't, but do you want to hear the email read out? This email that I spoke about on Friday that, or on Monday, I think, that Esther wanted to basically know about, that Gina wanted to know about, that Mags wanted to know about, but they asked me to send it in the WhatsApp group instead. Do you want to hear this email? It's a very long email, so you have to bear with me.
Davina says yes.
You want to? Okay.
Hardcore says yes. Finan says yes.
All right. Bear in mind, Black Rob, you are featured quite heavily in this piece.
Oh, I definitely want to hear it. Let's go. I'm ready. Let's go.
You know, somebody told me yesterday that they really, really enjoy Black Rob. Like, they really enjoy him. Let me see if I can read this message out without giving anything away. And they were
you're
really
gonna get Black Rob bricked up.
They were really, really fending it for Black Rob's point yesterday. That apparently y'all like shut down Ramsey. I'm not sure if it is, you remember it?
What?
When he called in and said that the media manipulates us and this, that, and the next. And
the
then
empathy thing.
He used some analogy and you were saying, nah, that doesn't work, it's a false equivalency. And then Black Rob apologized.
I remember that.
Then he apologized.
I don't know.
But anyway, this person really, really was fighting for Black Rob's point, and they made some very, very good
Black
points.
Rob's got burners.
No, it's not. No, it's not. This is a real person. This person's a very, very helpful part of the community.
Black Rob's got burners, man.
Why don't you like Black Rob, Ramsey? What's the beef about, man?
There's no beef. I enjoy when Black Rob calls him.
That guy is a fantastic contribution to our community.
100%. I feel like he needs to exercise humility sometimes when he's wrong.
I've just got an email. I've just got an email from the person saying, "Stop! Cry face, cry face, cry face. Why are you choosing violence on a Wednesday morning? It's because you chose violence, and you provide entertainment, and the people want what they want." Anyway, the person who wanted to agree with Black Rob said they love him.
They love him.
Wait. As in, they love how he argues and he always comes with facts. And he doesn't get emotional. And he's open to listening to people without, canceling them and being open-minded and stuff, which are all very valid points when it is that you have a show that encourages diverse opinion. 100%. But anyway, Emmanuel says, how can I just log in and I hear Emmanuel didn't want to hear this? Lies. Brother, I'm here for the entertainment piece. You're not here, right? So I have to provide the entertainment. And people know by now to take my bloody words with a flipping pinch of salt.
What am I going to do?
I'm not for censorship, especially of senseless people. They show themselves to be what they are. Can you imagine? Madman. Anyway, it looks like y'all want to hear this being read out, so I'm going to read it out for y'all. Good morning. Okay, Brent, I'm back up to date with my episodes, including a Friday listen. Margs has the right of refusal, obviously, because he may have to read it if he's the only one there again. Lol. And I promise it's my last one. Also, big up him. All right, then. For his recent holding down the show daily and still churning out mostly 2-hour engaging eps. Enjoy. All right, this is the email. Hello again. Let me just check the chat to see if there's any update. All right, no update. If I get any emails whilst I'm reading this from the same person, I will fill you in. So bear in mind when it is that you're emailing me, young lady, bear that in mind. Okay. Hello again. I think what I've settled on is my submission was meant as a satirical piece of work one that I'm proud of and I hope tickled a lot of listeners. It wasn't a genuine dilemma because I'm not conflicted by my investments. And as I've told Brent privately, I'm aware of TNB's intentions, but the dilemma website and format worked as a conduit to make my joke land. Please, guys, in the voice of Fred, I say, cool down, cool down. I'm not triggered. I don't have an Emmanuel in my life or whatever armchair therapy speaks you have gleaned from an intentionally, provocatively worded piece of art. I'm just a funny babe who had time and patience that day for it. Imagine a funny babe. By the way, I agree with her. She is a funny babe. But I have more context than what has been provided previously. As I've said previously, context is very important to me. I started this on my way to the airport while listening to multiple episodes. I often pen... That's at the same time, by the way. Just so you know, this fantastic individual can listen to episodes at the same time and take it all in. She is one of the real boys. That is in Superhuman, you know. Or Supercell. Look at the theme today. Look at the theme. I often pen commentary on episodes. So while she's listening to them, she's also taking notes. Can you imagine? Oh, we love these contributions, man.
I beg you, just read it. I beg you, just read it. Fuck. Please, fuck. No more sauce. Read.
All right. No more sprinkle. Positive or negative? When my hands are free. Similarly, how some of you get your rocks off calling in or interacting in the chat. I don't listen live often. And when I do, it's cast on the telly. So those aren't my options. And they're not really my preferred method of involvement anyway. Likewise, the Discord. Most of my notes just end up in the deleted void because my hands end up busy. They go unfinished. And I have no desire to share them or stop caring. Some of the more complimentary ones end up in Brent's mailbox, which he has often read out without my name, as I've asked. This airport journey one was an exception. By its completion at the airport, I will admit, and this is not to shirk responsibility because I stand by my Pulitzer piece, an unspecifiable amount of complimentary champagne had been downed, as I was in a very uppity and new environment. As mentioned, emboldened by Demi's COVID conversation and then subsequently Von's well-evidenced conservative challenging, I went, what the hey? Let's have some filthy fun as well. Satire is not without truth, as a lot of core opinions and observations hold true for me and potentially others unplatformed in the community. And I'm glad Brent readdressed an awareness of it, although it may have been better, and forgive me if I'm being reductive in what you said, if the principle went beyond pigeonholing shows based on ideologies, of identities, or better titled, alphabet people. Untrue assumptions were made of my life. But I'll hold them for those affected. Lol. My otherings are closer to home, more preferences, interests, expectations, etc. So I don't necessarily need a whole new show. And I'm a big girl. I can roll my eyes, listen at double time, raise hell with these fun old dilemmas, etc. But the overall language of a lot of it was deliberately exaggerative, and the tone was meant to be taken in jest. And Christie and Bathroom Diaries, though against my overall message, I guess, admitted to being entertained by it. You're welcome. Wink. As I said, over 500 episodes taken in, you're both common callers and chat contributors. Your Friday opinions are consistent with your previous calls, and they're yours. Separate point. What I've learned from this experience is no matter how long you write an essay in the hopes you're getting your good intentions across as you mean it, some may still not believe it, and that's okay. I may have written it in a way that makes sense to me and mine, but not others and their experiences, and others don't know me, so may hold skepticism about my intent. I can write that essay and not have lasting feelings about it. I write creatively for fun in my everyday life. Can you imagine? She just wakes up, she has an Israeli cereal, and she just writes for fun.
Okay.
This, whilst grueling and taxing for some of you, go Marks for reading it out so eloquently, it's me, babes, it's just a long paragraph to me and my friends. We challenge and share complex and oppositional opinions via text through conversations rather than view, negating debates. Someone's calling me. Log that off. Sorry about that. It's just a long paragraph. We challenge and share complex and oppositional opinions via text through conversations rather than view negating debates, since phone calls aren't always viable, and then keep it moving. There are also others who, against advice, will choose to take things in bad faith and misquote and misrepresent what I said. Nothing I can do about that. Like all the other notes, it's deleted now, so I can't reference it and I don't care to. But I don't recall asking for a manual to be jumped or cancelled or stoned. I expressed concern with how he expressed his points in my theatrical way. I can only repeat that my intention, and I apologize if it has, was not to do overall harm to any member of the team of a show I actively listen to. I'm not Black Rob. I don't hate watch content in my free time. Lol. And I'll caveat that too because, again, I feel the triggered label may rise again. I didn't put that stray for Black Rob because I feel some long-lasting type of way about his hate-watching point. I just remembered it at the time of writing and thought it would be funny to reference. It's so gloomy that I have to explain the joke to preempt my emotional stability being challenged. To evidence, I'm not necessarily completely debate-adverse. The views I wholeheartedly disagree with, hashtag not a snowflake. I'll admit, as I've said, I may not like Black Rob, but I always know I'm going to understand his positions and respect his skill. But God, the smugness is loud and unbearable. To me. I can yield that because his arguments often come from a hyper-rational place. And he isn't ashamed or afraid to admit repositioning his views after hearing an alternative view. He's a chronic master debater. Say that really fast. Say that really fast. This girl is good. I'm in agreement with Bathroom Diaries that it's not that deep. The way you get your rocks off and the way I do are just different. I don't have social media. So that and this essay is the closest to trolling I've accomplished. And I can't lie. Brent, I get why you do it. It's been delightful. But criticism also doesn't always have to come from a mean or visceral place. It can just be fun. I remember my beloved Black Robert recently saying something similar that I agree with about how he can clear his chest and it not come from a completely personal place and then move on. Not sure why it's believable when he clears his opinion on how Esther communicates and not me when I've done it to another host. Is it because women are inherently emotional? This is what she's doing. I'm just reading. Anyways, it's all just my silly little opinion, and Emmanuel and his big boy ego will still sleep soundly at night with it out there, as I will. Sorry, as will I. I'll respectfully listen to Emmanuel's rebuttal, if there is one, but don't expect one back. Lol. I'm not tipsy anymore. I don't remember all my arguments, and my critical thinking obviously would never measure up to his. Like J. Cole, I've tapped out, and he wins by default without him having to say a single word. Love, love. Always a daily listener.
Margs wouldn't have read all of that. Margs wouldn't have read that.
You think?
I don't think he would have read that.
What are your thoughts, if any?
I don't have any, to be honest.
All right. How about you, Ed?
To be fair, if she's saying it's a troll, I believe her as a troll. But yeah, it was. What's the word? I like how do I put it? I like the way that she's. I'm trying to think the best way to put it. Like she's basically said that she doesn't want to feel that she has to explain herself. But at the same time, there's just said she gets her rocks off doing all this sort of writing and stuff. So I'm like, well, if you, well, obviously I know she can't call in, but I'm just like, well, it's a bit of a juxtapose to me that you're like, you don't want to do too much explaining, but you also love the writing and stuff. So you're like, well, those two inherently go together, or don't go together.
I just got reminded. Black Rob last time she emailed said, obviously Black Rob can correct me, but I swear Black Rob said something like, "Why are you going to email all of that and then not want to be challenged on your views? What's the point?" And I feel like that email is just her conceding to Black Rob because she's never going to call in, and Black Rob has a point. So it is what it is.
All right, people. Thank you very much. Move on to the next headlines. Quick question. It might be a topic of the day one day. Debating or discussing, which would you prefer? And are they different to you?
Masturbating.
Excuse me?
Which one I prefer? That one.
What did you say?
You let the intrusive thoughts get in there, Brent.
What did he just say?
I prefer debating.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like it's fun. If it's done with respect and amicable, and you're able to roll the other one's points, and kind of find a hole in it, and I like debating.
All right. How about you, Ed?
I choose peace. I'm all about discussing.
All right. So there's a distinction between the two, right?
Yeah, to me, yeah.
And for
just because
go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say for me, I look at it as that, even though I'm sure it's not the case technically, I'm like, to me, discussion is an actual back and forth. There's full open dialogue, full understanding. Whereas I feel like debates usually feel like it comes from a place of this is my side, this is your side, and the goal is to win. Whereas to me, a discussion is the goal is just to everybody to understand each other.
All right. Do you agree, Ramsey?
Yeah, I get where it's coming from. But I do feel like if you're having, that's why I said if it even makes sense, an amicable debate in which both parties can argue their points without the other one getting butthurt, then yeah, I just prefer it.
So it sounds like you prefer discussion as opposed to debate.
No, I prefer debate. I still prefer debate.
All right. When it comes to debate and discussion, the difference breaks down into openness of the participants. Debaters aren't there to be open. They are there to win. By contrast, people participating in a discussion are usually open to one another's opinions. And there is a chance that opinions can be changed in a discussion. This is not the case for debates. You going to change your mind, Ramsey?
Probably.
So you're up for discussion as opposed to debates then?
Yeah, probably. What was the distinction again between the two?
All right. When it comes to debate and discussion, the difference breaks down into openness of the participants. Debaters aren't there to be open. They are there to win.
They're there to win. Yeah, then I definitely prefer discussion. Then if that's the case.
I wonder what Black Rob would pick. Black Rob, how about you? Because I know Margs would say discussion, but then he'd be like, but I want to win too. So he'd be like, we need to make up a different word so that it can encompass both of them. Anyway, headlines. And it's good that both you married men are more interested in discussion than debate. It's very, very good. All right. Zane Maloney, the boy from Barbados, on the brink of Formula One. Zane Maloney, a Sabre Academy driver, or is it Sabre? I don't know how you pronounce that. And the first Bayesian to compete in Formula 2 is making significant strides towards Formula 1, representing his small nation. I don't like that. Representing his nation and the Caribbean region. So far, Maloney has won the 2019 British F4 Championship as a rookie, finished runner-up in the 2022 FIA Formula 3 Championship, is currently competing in F2 with Rodin Motorsport, and is also serving as a reserve driver for Stake F1 team Kick Sabre. Maloney's presence in F2 is groundbreaking, with his success bringing visibility to the Caribbean region, inspiring young athletes and attracting attention and investment. He receives strong support from Barbados, with sponsors like Bushy Park, Barbados, and Rock Hard Cement. What is this? Bushy Park, Barbados, and Rock Hard Cement. Maloney's journey is a powerful narrative of pursuing dreams against the odds, symbolizing the potential of the Caribbean to produce world-class talent. What kind of nonsense is this? In large swathes of Britain is West Indian descendants. Come on, man. With his exceptional performance in F2 and strong support from fans and sponsors, Maloney is poised to transition to Formula One, carrying the hopes and pride of Barbados and the Caribbean. Well done, Zane Maloney. Next headline, trigger warning, Gaza man with Down syndrome attacked by IDF dog and left to die, mother tells BBC. Mohammed Bar. Sorry?
He was mauled to death.
Serious?
Yeah.
Mohammed Bar, a 24-year-old with Down syndrome and autism, was killed on 3rd of July during intensified fighting in, Gaza, when the IDF ordered evacuations. Mohammed and his family had evacuated about 15 times due to bombings in different areas. As the IDF advanced, Mohammed stayed in his armchair, terrified by the sounds of war. On the 3rd of July, the IDF raided his home with a combat dog, which attacked Mohammed despite his mother's pleas. Mohammed was bitten severely, and although soldiers tried to treat him, he was separated from his family and left in another room. After being forced to leave at gunpoint, Mohammed's family returned a week later to find his body with signs of basic first aid attempts, but no comprehensive medical care. Mohammed was buried quickly due to safety concerns, with no post-mortem or death certificate issued. The family demands an investigation, but ongoing conflict and numerous casualties make this uncertain. Mohammed's mother is haunted by the image of the attack and her inability to protect him. Third headline, trigger warning again. Jay Slater's mum says, "Our hearts are broken after son's body is found." The body found in Tenerife was confirmed to be British teenager Jay Slater. His mother, Debbie Duncan, expressed that the family's hearts are broken and described his death as the worst news. Officials stated that Jay Slater died from trauma consistent with a fall in a rocky area. Fingerprint tests confirmed the body's identity. He was found in Masca on Monday. Jay's possessions were also located near his last known location, as confirmed by charity LBT Global. The 19-year-old from Lancashire was last seen on 17th of June after staying at an Airbnb following the NRG Music Festival in Tenerife. Despite an early announcement that the search had been called off, the Spanish Civil Guard continued the search discreetly. The body was found in a challenging, steep, rocky area, indicating the demanding nature of the search. Next steps, the family are working on repatriating Jay's body, recovering his belongings, and making funeral arrangements. So sad. All right. Moving on to next headlines. Okay, last set of headlines. Elon Musk says SpaceX and X headquarters moving to Texas, and he blames new California transgender law. Interesting. SpaceX is relocating its headquarters from California to Texas. Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX, cited California's regulations as a reason for the move. Musk said the move was in response to Governor Gavin Newsom signing a new law on Tuesday that bars school districts in California from requiring parents to be notified of a child's gender identification change. The new SpaceX headquarters will be located in Austin, Texas. This move is part of a broader trend of tech companies leaving California for more business-friendly states. In 2021, Musk, also the CEO of Tesla, moved his automaker's corporate headquarters from Palo Alto, California, to Austin. Second set headlines. Labour rejects J.D. Vance, first Islamist country with nuclear weapons, remarks. J.D. Vance, Trump's running mate, suggested the UK could become the first Islamist country with a nuclear weapon. Vance made the remark during an interview about foreign policy. His statement drew criticism and concern from political figures in the UK, with Deputy PM Angela Rayner saying she does not recognize Donald Trump running mate's characterization of Britain. Vance is running alongside Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential race. The comment sparked debate about Vance's suitability for high office. Let me see who Vance's wife is, because I heard something, and I'm not sure if it's true. Vance's wife. Let's see. Oh, it is true.
What's true?
I'll show you.
Okay.
This is said man in question. That's his wife. As you can see, she's brown.
Okay.
This for me is very cheeky for him to make comments like that if it is his wife is brown, no? Then again, I guess Braverman would say the same thing from her own lips.
Oh, I see it. All the pictures just come up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then.
When I said brown, it's not that she's tanned.
No,
Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. Trigger warning for the next headline. 3 dead following suspected dangerous drug batch in South Shields. 3 people, a man in his late 30s, a man in his 40s, and a woman in her 30s, have died following fatal medical episodes in one town in northeast England. Police believe the deaths could be all linked. The police are suggesting the deaths are due to a suspected batch of dangerous drugs. Authorities have issued a warning after the deaths, urging Caution to the public. Police are investigating the incident and working to identify the substance involved. Toxicology tests are underway to determine the exact cause of death. The community has been advised to avoid using illegal drugs and to seek medical help if needed. That's the end of the headlines. And let's go into reaction.
Lauren wants to call him.
Lauren wants to call in. Lauren can call in?
Yep.
Lauren, you can call in. You can call. You can call. You can call. You can jump into Discord. You can do whatever. Let me engage the phone. Where was I? Reaction. What's happening in the sports world, Ed?
Ed muted his mic. Oh, there he is.
That's right, Marcus. Yeah. So what the biggest thing is the Enzo drama. I think that's probably the biggest thing in the news cycle right now.
All right, talk to us about what this Enzo drama is, because he's the guy that plays for Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
And he just won the Copa America with Argentina.
Yeah.
And all of the players, the Argentinian players, were on a coach headed back to wherever they were going. And there was a song being sung. What was it?
So I can't give you the word for word translation, but it's the offensive part is basically where they refer to the black French players as not being from France, that they're from Nigeria and all those other places, and that they should go back home. That's the main element.
Okay, and why was this important for them to sing after winning a Copa America?
No one knows, but they've been beefing since the last World Cup. Since the World Cup, I guess, where there's some shots thrown at each other.
Okay.
I remember Aguero was in the dressing room making fun of Mbappe and stuff like that, and there was also.
Okay. Let me see what Chelsea's doing about this this young man. Chelsea start disciplinary action against Enzo Fernandez over racist chants. Oh wow, they're actually doing something. Chelsea, that's surprising. Chelsea say they have instigated an internal disciplinary procedure against Enzo Fernandez over his involvement in chants that included racist and homophobic slurs about members of the France team. Fernandez posted a video on Instagram that showed him and Argentina teammates involved in the chants as they celebrated their victory over Colombia in the final of the Copa America. The midfielder later apologized, saying the video did not reflect my beliefs or my character. Can you sing a song, Ed and Ramsey, and have it not reflect your beliefs and your character? Good morning. I think. Hello? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I thought you were talking to. I couldn't have the phone ring, so I stopped talking.
Oh, so I asked you a question and you've decided to just go silent.
Yeah, I just had the phone ring. So I thought, you're about to answer the phone. Let me not talk.
Oh, okay.
Well, go on.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know I was muted. My bad. I said yes, I can, because we listen to hip hop and they say misogynistic stuff, as well as raps about killing people. So I feel like I probably do on a daily basis.
How about you, Ed?
Yeah. I was gonna say similarly. I hear offensive music all the time, and I'm just trying to sing along to most of it in the right circumstances.
And
the N-word, obviously.
Yeah, from the rap perspective. So I can't say that. It's a thing that it speaks to my character. So technically no.
How about you,
but
Femster?
I do think.
I didn't catch the question. Ask again.
All right. The question is, can you sing a racist song and it not reflect your character or your beliefs?
don't really know how to answer that.
Have you done it before?
I don't know because I only listen to black music, so I don't know what's racist within black music. That's what I
No,
have
not
to ask.
necessarily racist, just something that doesn't agree with your character. So it might be the content of the song.
Morning.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Good
morning.
More than likely, but
Good
I think
morning,
this situation is quite different, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is different. I've asked a specific question, and Ramsey and Ed have taken it to homophobic and misogynistic rap lyrics. I don't know why.
Hi, Lauren. You right?
Good morning. Sorry, I've just missed the last bit of what you guys are talking about. So continue just your sentence.
Thanks.
Brent's just trying. He's trying it.
I've asked the question, to be honest. I'm still waiting for the answer.
He's trying it, so it's best we move expeditiously.
All right, so Ramsey and Ed believe that Enzo Fernandez should be forgiven for.
Hold on. Never said that.
Wait. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? This is why I asked the question.
You asked. This is how
I never said. I said don't speak to his character. Yeah, this says this didn't speak to his character. Didn't say he should be like go unpunished or something.
Brent,
Like, he might not be racist. Yeah, he might not be racist.
Do we listen to music that we otherwise don't agree with or doesn't sit right with us? That was a generic, broad question to which I answered honestly, like a dickhead, for you to twist it. You asked a question. And
what said, did you think I asked you?
You asked, do you listen to music or sing along with music that otherwise that you disagree with as a person? Which I said yes, because I listen to a lot of coke rap. But I'm not gonna sell coke. I'm not gonna go destroy a community.
What did you think I asked you, Ed?
Similar in terms of you saying, do I sing songs or sing along with songs that are, that go against my character as well? So yeah.
I actually thought I asked y'all if y'all sing songs that are racist, but I guess I didn't.
No, I don't have a KKK playlist. I don't even know what that is.
So will you be able to sing a racist song and for it not to display your character or your beliefs?
No, I won't sing that shit. I don't even know what a racist song is. What is like the
what is it? What I can't think of an example of that, to be fair.
Have you sung any nursery rhymes that have connections to slavery, Ramsey?
Probably without knowledge.
Well, here we go.
The same way we sing like "Ring Around the Rosie" is about the plague. But I didn't know when I was a child, so it's not exactly the same thing.
All right, fair. How about you, Lauren?
I have never partaken in like as an adult, for sure. I can definitely say that. But yeah, if it's nursery rhymes, you have no context. You're too young. You have only as now as adults, a lot of us have even discovered the history of those kind of songs. But it kind of goes back to like, for example, like I'm Jamaican, yeah. So I love dancehall, but I hate the homophobic element of it. It's really tough for me. You're like, but it's funny because I have had gay friends and I'll see them singing it like with their chest, and I'm just like, whoa. But it does feel conflicting for me because I'm like, oh, I love this artist, but I'm like, should I really be enjoying this? This feels wrong. This feels really wrong.
Should we? Okay, still bangs. It bangs at a lot of parties when they play that shit.
What bangs?
It erupts the room. Yeah, that TLK song, that song.
What are the lyrics?
When a DJ plays it, you don't know what I'm talking about.
What is TLK?
Brent, you're messy.
What is TLK? Is it like a girl group? Is it like a girl group?
No, TLK, Tango, Oscar, Kilo, the Chichi Man song. Whenever I hear it played,
what did you say?
bangs.
What song? A what?
The Chichi Man.
What's a Chichi Man?
I'm a Brent.
Don't go down that road. Don't let him take you down that road. Don't let him do it.
Ramsey, you're starting to dig stop.
No, it's a song that exists, bruv. It's a song about a homosexual man.
So that get played in like raves and stuff?
That get played in raves, that get played in a lot of places, barbecues, and it erupts.
And you dance to it?
Well, I dance to it. I don't dance.
Wait, what do you do when it is? What, you don't dance? What kind of stiff man are you?
Anyway, move on. Fuck out of here.
Do you think that we should take his point that it doesn't reflect his character and his belief?
No, apologies. Everyone's saying context is king. I think we need to read the whole context of this thing, which is the lyrics of this song. Number one, the song was sung, first of all, after the World Cup when they beat France by fans. And Argentina were kind of scorned for that as well. So they were like, oh, you can't be singing songs like this. And it got back to Mbappe. All the French players were upset about it. You know, now you've got the context. Okay, this was what, 2 years ago. So now for a whole team on the bus to be singing this song, I'm sorry, but you know the context already. You know it's not. You know what the song is about. You've clearly been singing it because you know there's no teleprompter telling you the words. You know the words. You know, listen to the lyrics. I've got them up here. It says, "Listen, spread the word. They play in France, but they are all from Angola. They are going to run well. They like to sleep with trans people. Their mom is Nigerian. Their dad is Cameroonian, but their passport says it's French." Number one, I don't know any French players that are Nigerian, so that's, you know, there's your, you know, where just because they're black, they're Nigerian, they're French. I don't know any French people that are Nigerian, so where's that come from, first of all? And then the end of it is, now you got to look at the outcome of it, which is all his fellow players that play for Chelsea, black players that are French of African descent, have taken offense to it because they've unfollowed him. They've put their opinions on social media. When it starts getting to the point where players are putting their opinions out openly against their teammate, we don't usually see that, to be honest. With, remember John Terry, the drug bars and etc.
Yes.
They backed him, didn't they? Even with Luis Suarez, remember when he did his little thing? And then the Liverpool players had T-shirts with his face on it, like he was a dead man or something. You know, we've got to look at this and say, what are we doing here? Like, you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And then these players will go and they'll kneel down before a match or something and act like they really care when this is what's in their mind in the background.
This is fantastic context. Thank you very much for all of this. So the black Chelsea players have unfollowed him on Instagram.
French ones, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So it's peak for him then.
It's awkward, yeah. It's definitely uncomfortable conversations for sure.
For Argentina, for the most part.
Yeah, them lyrics are wild though. They're bound to be able to run and they sleep with transgenders.
Yeah, that's a shot directly at Mbappe because I think he was rumored to have been dating a trans woman.
Jeez, love is love, bro. Wee. All right, cool. Sorry, Ramsey, what was that?
I was going to say Argentina, for the most part, I swear, is known to be quite not a racially diverse country. They don't take well other nationalities.
So they're just playing up racist then.
With them. Yeah,
the ethnic cleansing that's gone on out there is crazy. When you deep how it's like 90% white out there now.
90% white. Doesn't it make sense since as it's Argentina?
I guess so. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
How long? Hold on, Lauren. How long you got left?
I've got 3 minutes.
Oh shit!
I got a meeting at 10.
Long cook.
Did you want to say something in particular? Or did you just want to have?
Well, I had a whole. The thing is, I might have to just drop it and then leave you guys to discuss. So, I got invited yesterday to an event called. It's hosted by the UK Music, so they're like a government body. They represent the music business in the UK, and I got invited by the head of diversity. Who's a part of the organization. She's an incredible woman. And
well, shout out.
They were just there.
Don't keep her name silent. Come on.
Oh, her name's Eunice. I can't remember her surname. That's so terrible of me. But yeah, she's really, really prevalent in trying to help, further Black music and Black people in the industry. And she's been a massive support to me as well. And she works across the Mobos, lots of stuff across the music industry as a whole. But it just made me think, I went in the room yesterday and one, I was like one of the youngest people in the room. And two, it was very much older men, white men, and speaking on behalf of the arts. And I was just thinking, like, obviously as a community, there's a lot of time where we don't actually encourage people to go into the arts and kind of speak in, it's always the academic route, which is obviously absolutely fine because I've obviously went around the same route myself. But I just feel like we can kind of encourage our children to go into the arts because we need to be having them in the room to speak on our behalf and help encourage rap music in the UK. They are doing a diversity report, this body, and there is work being done, but obviously it just needs to us to be in the room. I was just looking at the makeup of the room yesterday, just thought we need to encourage our kids to go into the arts. Like, it's not always a bad thing. It's not always a dead end. I've been able to do it myself, come from a Caribbean background and kind of work my way up. And I just feel like it's not always other route, and kind of just so everyone's thoughts on it really. I think it's something that we should definitely look at because not everyone is academic. And if you've got a talent, why not kind of promote it? Obviously, I'm biased because that's what I do for a living, and the organization I run is literally doing that work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like it's a different alternative way of kind of bettering oneself.
Amazing. Next time it is that you have so much fantastic news to basically share and you have a time limit. Hey, tell us. Brent, shut up.
I honestly was no, but you guys had a really good conversation because that was I was like, let me not interrupt. But definitely I'm always up for just like coming and giving you guys some perspective because I'm always getting invited in these kind of rooms now. So I'll come and give you guys a tea.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Lauren. You're the best.
All right. Thank you. All right. Let me jump off while I got my meeting. But yeah, God bless. Bye.
Bye. All right. So, sorry, Ramsey, what were you saying?
No, nothing. It was just I knew Lauren was pressed for time.
All right, cool. So he's done out here, basically, Enzo. Yeah, he has to get sold.
I'm Chelsea. I wouldn't be saying anything.
Sold where though? Isn't he got like a 15-year contract? Haven't they all their players? Got these pro contracts that they
so there's no way back for this Enzo guy.
I'm sure he'll be back. It'll blow over. Something else will happen next week. It's the nature of football, isn't it?
Fair enough. Any other sports news? Any other rumors? Transfer rumors? What we saying?
Ed Palace.
Sorry, Femster. What are your opinions on Southgate?
What are my opinions?
Yes. Let's start from. Did you think he did a good job for England?
You know what? If you get to a semi-final and two finals, you've done a good job. But what I will say is, he hasn't left any sort of style of football imprint. So, for example, for me, I kept saying England will get to the final just because of the route that they always seem to get.
Yeah,
it does seem to get favourable draws, but you have to win the matches. Fair enough. You get to the final. But then you play against Spain, who are kind of a newer team, because he's been building his team for, 4 to 8 years probably.
Yeah.
And Spain they play with a style. They play with a different style. You know what they're going to do. Whereas with England, he didn't leave any sort of style. You know, if he just said, you know what, we're playing against these rubbish teams or teams that are inferior to us, let's just go and dominate them and play football. But he just didn't do that. So for me, it's a 50-50 with him. But eventually, man, you know, a man got to 2 finals and the semis. That has to be a good.
Should anything be said about the opposition that he faced this time around? Wouldn't you expect England to reach the final?
I said from as soon as I saw the draw, the way it panned out, I said England are making the final. All my friends were laughing at me, and every group chat, I said England are making the final, but I don't know. Because you know what? If you look at every tournament he's gone out in, as soon as he meets a decent team, they lose. Every single time. Every other match they win is the match that they're favourite for. As soon as they meet a match that is either 50-50 or they're not favourites for, they lose. That's why it's a bit of a tricky one.
I agree. How about you, Ed?
Yeah, I'm with him in that one. It's a thing of, you could tell, given how easy the draw was, there's definitely a good chance they get to the final. But yeah, I don't give Southgate credit for them getting to the final. You know what I mean? It's like I think almost anyone could have dragged that team, given that route to the final.
And question to you and Femster, what team would have been your first 11? In hindsight, obviously, but what team would have been your first 11?
Of who was there, or would I have changed? Would I have people that could have brought in who he left at home and stuff?
You can wing it. Do it. Go.
So let me just go for what was there because I don't want to live in fantasy land too tough. So who was there? I think you pretty much pick for this your only option in goal. If I'm doing the back three situation, which I probably would have, I'm saying Gay, Stones, and Konsa as the back three, and then have Trent and Luke Shaw as the wing backs.
Luke Shaw.
Yeah,
the guy who wasn't fit.
Yeah. Oh, you meant for the whole tournament, or I thought you just meant for the final.
No, for the tournament.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, if you're talking the tournament, then no. I wouldn't even brought Luke Shaw. If you're talking about the tournament, I would have brought what's it called? I would have brought what's it called? My man from Palace, Tyreek Mitchell. I would have brought him.
Okay.
No bias on that. No, he genuinely is a great player. Genuinely no bias. Great player. And he can play wing back as well. So yeah, I would have brought Mitchell to play left back or left wing back. And then in midfield, I would have liked to have seen Mainu and what's his name? Mainu and Rice. And then if I'm playing Harry Kane, I would have probably had Saka and Gordon either side of him. And if I'm not playing Kane, if I was playing Watkins, then I'm fine to have Foden and Saka.
Okay. How about you, Femster?
I don't know. That squad was a mess, wasn't it? I would have dropped Foden at some point. I would have, because he just, for me, he wasn't doing enough. And then I would have had a choice between playing Harry Kane or playing Jude Bellingham, because they just seem to occupy the same spaces. So I probably would. I don't want to be biased, because he's like joint top scorer in the competition. But I would have dropped Kane personally. I would have dropped him at some point for Watkins.
And that's the only changes you would have made, yes?
I mean, Ed's team is all right if you're going back three, but I definitely would have put Trent in that team. I would have. You have to. You can't have a talent that good and just say, "Oh, you can't defend. Oh, I'm not going to play him." Like he's an elite player, and we've just wasted him. We put him in midfield, which is absolutely useless. First of all, and then you've just dropped him totally. He's one of the best players in the world. Let's not lie. Like, people like to hate on him because he can't defend, but he's so creative. It's unbelievable. So yeah, definitely would have found a way to put Trent in that team, whether it's for Walker, whether it's to play a back three, whatever it is. He would have been in my team. Trippier would not be anywhere near my team. I don't know how he kept playing, how he even got it in the first place. And then you got to make a choice between Kane and Bellingham, really.
Okay. And you, Nat King Brown?
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. I just want to talk about Southgate, really. I think he's actually done really well. I think people don't understand that before him, England were professional losers. They never did anything in any tournament. And I think how many tournaments he had now? 4?
Yeah,
he's got them deep into 3 of them, and obviously lost in a quarterfinal to France. I think, of course, now the team is good. It's one of the best, but it's not the best squad. And getting to a final, you can never look down on the manager who's done that. Yes, he is defensive, but at the end of the day, football's results business. And he hasn't won a tournament, but he has got them further than they've ever been, really, in any of our lifetime. I think with the changes, he needed to make a big decision and drop either Kane or Foden, because they were his main guys, and they were, Foden especially, 0 assists, 0 goals all tournament. He needed to be dropped. I think you've got Palmer there, who's just as good this season. You give him a game, and then Kane, the system was just not for him. He needs pace around him. And then you've got Saka, who always wants the ball to feet. Foden wants the ball to feet. If you're going to play Kane, you probably have to take a Rashford or something like that and pay like an Anthony Gordon to have pace on either wing. Because if you see how Kane has been playing for Bayern all season, he's been dropping deep, but the winger, Sane especially, flies forward and gets onto them long balls that we see Kane doing. And England didn't have that, so Kane was totally ineffective. And I think that's where Southgate really messed up this tournament. And I think what we need to watch out for now is how the media is going to turn on Jude Bellingham. It's already started to happen. People are saying, "Oh, he's not liked he's not liked in the camp. He's too arrogant." That sort of thing. And we know why. We know why the media picked him, and not that they should really be going after a Phil Foden after this tournament. But I think.
Sorry, why did the media pick him? When you say we know why.
Well, he's black. That's why. You don't have to say it. We know.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Femster and Ed, do you agree?
Oh, they're turning on Jude. Yeah. I saw the Athletic article where they were trying to say like he's got no friends and he's disliked. And then at the same time, I've seen videos and pictures of him like high five and hugging up all the man. So I'm just like, what are we doing there?
No, the question was, do you think that they're turning on him because he's black?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a level of like, what's it? The whole thing of twice as hard, half as good. And that. What's the thing of like, obviously with him being the superstar at Real Madrid, they're all like, and now he's got the Adidas deals and he's the face of the team now. Yeah. Everyone's like, all right, well, we want to see what this black guy can do, and if he fails, he's just back to being another black guy. You know what I mean?
Okay. How about you, Femster?
I do agree because towards the end of the tournament, someone did say that to me. Someone said, "I'll watch Bellingham get the most headlines after this tournament if England don't win," and it's come to pass really. But the one thing I will say is like some of these journalists, they don't kind of make up some of these stories. Some of these stories will come from players who talk to family or agents, and then those people will talk to the journalists. So someone in the camp is definitely leaking stuff.
Yeah.
Or someone doesn't like him amongst the players, and then they leak stuff to either friends or family, and then that's how journalists get a hold of it. Yeah. I wanted to ask Nat King Brown a question actually about Southgate, what he was saying about it's amazing that we've made, which I said as well, but I was thinking when I was sitting here, like, I don't know how old you guys are, but France in 98, 2002, and another tournament, I think they won like 3 back-to-back like World Cups and Euros. Then Spain in 2008, 12, I think. So, and one 2008, 10, and 12, they won 3 tournaments back-to-back. What if this was England's time to win 3 tournaments back-to-back? And we've wasted it.
I understand what you're saying. I don't think so, though, because England still have a lot of players coming into their prime. Like Jude is 21, Saka's 22, Foden's like 23. So the main guys have got a lot of time left. They've got at least 2 or 3 tournaments. So if they make the right appointment now, they can go and have this dynasty over the next 2 or 3 years. I think Southgate has built the foundations. He's got rid of the loser gene. He's got rid of the nerves that these players feel. And ultimately, he hasn't got them over the line, but he has built the foundations. And I think if we look at the bigger picture, he has done a good job. I think it's now time for a better manager now just to come in and pick up the trophies.
Most definitely. But what I will say to you is international football is so different. Age doesn't really matter in terms of it's very rare that a team goes 3 tournaments and then a 4th, because by the time the Spain and the France teams that were dominating went into their next tournament, I think they both got knocked out in the group stage of the next tournament. And then you've got loads of golden generation, Portugal, you've got Belgium, and they literally just did nothing. So we've just got to know that international football is so different to club football.
Yeah, I agree. But I do feel that these players are good enough to go on for the next 3 tournaments. And then England are producing better players, more technical players than in the 90s and in the early 2000s. So the players that are coming through are better as well. The only thing I think we don't have is a long-term replacement for Kane. We don't have, obviously Watkins is good, really good, but he's 28. Ivan Toney's like, 29. There's no stonewall replacement for Kane, so there's no goal scorer coming through, which I think is going to be something we really need to produce. But I believe if they find the right manager, they'll be okay in the next few tournaments.
And who do you think that right manager should be or could be?
It's difficult. I've been thinking about it. I think the favourite now is Lee Carsley, who's the under-21 manager. I don't know much about him. I know he plays attacking football. People are talking about Pep and Klopp. These guys are not going to take that job. I don't think international football pays enough for one, and it seems like these guys want to be with the players every day. So Southgate came through the under-21s and it's been a success. So maybe they're going to have to go for a Lee Carsley or someone like that. I don't know, but it needs to be someone who plays on the front foot now.
Amazing. How about you, Ed and Femster? Any suggestions for the next England manager?
Yeah, I'll probably second the whole Carsley thing just because a lot of younger players are starting to come up in it. So it just makes sense, like consistency wise, plus he won the under-21s Euros with them last year. So I think he sort of understands how to sort of get that winning mentality in some of the younger players, in it. So that'd probably be a good transition to do that.
I think 100%.
Yeah, I think if we're going for a name, if we're looking at the names who are sort of the big names who are involved, I'd probably say even though it's unlikely, I'd probably say Eddie Howe of all the big names that are being sort of talked about. Just because he's
Eddie Howe or Graham. I think it's between Carsey, Eddie Howe, and Graham Potter. Really, Graham Potter. I was a champion of Graham Potter when he was going to Chelsea. Even though all my Chelsea fans were like, "Who's this guy, man? He's absolutely." And he did kind of crumble under pressure. And to be honest, the England job, majority of it is the pressure and dealing with the press and the media. If you can't handle that, you're gonna struggle. Like really, you're gonna be out within the tournament.
Okay. And Potter and Howe. Potter doesn't look like he can handle that type of pressure.
I don't know, man, because Chelsea's a bit of a nutcase, isn't it? You never know. Like, he did good at Brighton and Swansea, so I don't know. Chelsea is a unique situation, isn't it? Because even Pochettino, he was so cool at Chelsea, at Tottenham, sorry. At Chelsea, even he was getting agitated, at some point. So I don't know. Sometimes you have to think about what Chelsea is and how they've been run the last couple of years, and then maybe just give him a blind for that, maybe.
Fair. Nat King Brown, do you support a club team?
Yes, I'm a big Aston Villa fan.
All right.
I was very happy to see us end Arsenal's title hopes last season. But yes, I'm not. That's why I get that in there.
Come on, please.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution, Nat King Brown. You should call in a bit more often. I really enjoyed that take. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Birmingham, but I live in South London now.
All right, amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Come
Femster.
on, South London, come on.
All right, enough of that.
See you later, guys.
Thank you very much, Femster, and thank you very much, Ed, for contributing. I know Ramsey doesn't watch football, so he was nicely quiet. Let's get into the the wrap up. Sorry?
Nothing.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Ed, did you hear what he said?
No.
Were you speaking Arabic?
Okay.
Because I don't understand that.
Okay.
They think you want to hide, just speak Arabic. All right, today, wrap up. We had no co-hosts, sorry. But we had the fantastic replacements in the chat. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Ramsey. Thank you, Femster. Thank you, Nat King Brown. Really appreciated your help. Love you all dearly. We covered quite a few topics. We covered Zane Maloney, the fantastic young man from Barbados, that big island, and the big Caribbean Sea. We covered the wicked IDF mauling or sending their dog to maul that young Down syndrome boy. Rest in peace. We covered some football stuff, and we covered some Trump stuff. I'll keep on that for you guys. Don't worry anymore. Information that comes out, I'm gonna pass it on because it's mad dubious things happening over there in America. And that is it. We did a nice little topic of the day, very brief, and God willing, we will have somebody in the studio tomorrow with me, like God willing. I don't do the fingers crossed thing. I don't live in that whole luck realm, sir. I am a man of faith. So there will be someone tomorrow next to me. If not, we're doing this again. We are doing this again. Anywho, you want to say any last words, Ramsey? You want to say Free Palestine before you go?
Yeah. Free Palestine as usual, free Congo, free Sudan. Also, I forgot to mention yesterday that we have now got a rotation playlist.
All right, then.
And I will be putting it up on the Discord. It's a rotation playlist between myself and obviously Brent. But yeah, that will be posted with all the Put You On songs. And yeah, we might put some songs, maybe favorites from albums, but Brent seems to be giving fucking generous ratings to everyone. So
wait. I would have loved to have had Nat King Brown and Fems to chime on this. Tell me something, Ed. Did you listen to any of those albums that we went through yesterday?
Yeah, a couple of them. No,
which ones did you listen to?
Come on.
So the big one where you lot were very much not in agreement, the Rema one. That's the one where that's the big one where I'm like, I think Ramsey was too harsh, and I think you was way too
generous.
Too generous. I think you both like mad with that one. Like, I got your point in terms of you, Brent. I got your point in terms of like sonically how it sounded to you, like how you sort of like the experimentation of it and stuff. But obviously, I don't know how big of a Rema fan, how big of an Afrobeats fan you are in general. But it's just like I felt like, what's it called? Like it was because it's so new to you that maybe you're a bit more gassed of it. Whereas if I think you were more like in the scene and more like a regular listener. You know what I mean? I feel like it'd be more like, oh, okay, no, this is calm, but it's not like incredible, like this incredible piece.
You thought I would have liked more if I was into Afrobeats?
No, that stuff. There's obvious stuff on on that side, yeah. But I'm like, there's obvious stuff where it's like, yeah, this bait, like it wasn't great. Yeah, but equally, that's what I mean. Yeah. So I'm saying I'm saying there's equal amount of records where there wasn't that, where it was sonically very pleasing and it was, good vibes and that. I think maybe because there was too many songs in your head that I was like, oh yeah, this sounds a bit like noise. That sort of put you off, sort of taking in the album better, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like,
I kind of get you, but what I try to do with albums is I listen to each song as they come, right? And then I kind of go through the album altogether and see how it matches up. So I heard Macham, and then I was like, wow, this is really fucking bad. And then it kind of led on to the next track, which I believe off the top of my head is Here. And I was like, okay, actually, you know what? Let me get the album for you now. I heard all of them individually, right? Because maybe he wants to experiment with different songs, and then maybe it comes together cohesively. But it just didn't. It still doesn't. Sorry, it's Azaman, and then Here, and then it just doesn't. It didn't sound good. Like I don't know what to say. Like yeah, he tried something new, and I commend him for that. But sonically, it just wasn't it. But obviously, you're If you enjoyed it, I'm jealous because I wish I could have. I just didn't, and I think Brent's thing's way too fucking generous. Even the way, even the way Brent was like describing songs yesterday, I'm annoyed I didn't get on him for.
All right. This is so amazing, and this is why it's important to have a panel for any music show that we look to roll out, right?
Yes, 100%.
Now, first of all, let me just address this comment. Rema's album is good. It does give Playboi Carti vibes, small,
100%.
but 4.5 out of 5 is mental. Now, how many rotations did I give it, Ramsey?
You gave it 4. You gave it 4, and then you said it will go to a 4.5.
I said it might go to 4.5. So I gave it 4, right? Now, this young man said 4.5 is mental, and I gave it 4. Let's see his next comment. He says it's more like 3 or 3.5, right?
That's what Ed's saying, I'm assuming.
This is Star Crow. This is Star Crow. Now, based on the first comment, Rema's album is good. It does give Playboi Carti vibes, small, but 4.5 is mental. He said mental. And his rating is 3 or 3.5. I gave it 4. So I don't understand. From 3 to 3.5 or 3.5 to 4 is a 1 or 0.5 difference.
Yes, there's
do you understand? That's not much.
No, it's no. A difference between getting a 4 and a 3 is very, very different. Very different.
Explain.
3 is just above average, right? 4 is near enough perfect. Those are the distance between the two. I get what Star Crow is saying. I disagree with his rating, but I get what he's saying.
This is so interesting. And again, like I said, that's why we need a panel for these discussions. Now, Ed, right? Yeah. You said maybe it's because I don't listen to Afrobeats too tough, right? Now, I take umbrage with that particular comment because you're suggesting that I would need to listen to Afrobeats enough to know that what I heard was rubbish in comparison to other bodies of work from other Afrobeat artists. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, kind of, I guess, in terms of what I would deem sort of the standards for great Afrobeats and what I deem the standards for not so great. Yeah.
What would you call a great piece of a body of work from an artist who does Afro rave? Because I want to listen to it. I want to listen to it today.
Gosh. I can't think of album. I couldn't think of songs right now. I'm trying to think of the album.
The Rema album wasn't the one that I'm still flabbergasted by, in all honesty.
I said I should probably go for that. Adekunle Gold is probably a good one to listen to.
Adekunle Gold, he does Afro rave, and what track is that? What album is that?
I think he can go to any of his albums. So probably we can start from the most recent album was Tequila Ever After. That's the most recent album I think he dropped.
All right, so he does Afro rave, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna listen to Adekunle Gold Tequila, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna listen to that today, and I'm going to feedback tomorrow, right? And I'm going to compare it to this thing that you're saying is trash, yeah?
Yes, yeah, go on.
Cool. Because bear in mind,
I didn't say it was trash.
I listened.
You didn't say it was trash.
I didn't say it was trash. Ramsey said trash. I think Ramsey was off of trash as well. I think it's probably. I'd say probably an average album, so that 2.5, 3.
Cool. Now I listen to all types of music, and any body of work that people put in front of me to listen to, I also listen to that. Bear in mind, I'm coming from a point of view where I produce music, right? So I listen to music differently. Now, I produce all types of music, or I did. I have had no time because obviously there's New Black stuff. Once it is I get New Black up and running, I'm returning to my first love. But I've been listening to all types of music. So I take in everything and anything that people put in front of me. So what I find really, really offensive is you're questioning my ear. Because it doesn't matter who the artist is, what they have done. If you presented a project for me to listen to, I am hearing it just like everybody else is hearing it. Now, 100%, I don't go looking for Afrobeats, just like I don't go looking for Calypso, just like I don't go looking for rap, just like I don't go looking for R&B. If it's put to me, I'm consuming it. And then I'll be like, yep, I like that. I'll add that for this particular lifestyle choice of mine, whether it's the gym, whether it is working in the garden, whether it's barbecuing. This is for this, this is for this, this is for this. To suggest as though I need to be fully ingrained in Afrobeats culture to hear that and say, nope, that's rubbish. I believe you can present something to me from the Afrobeats culture, and I'll be like, nah, not interested in that. That doesn't sound right. I think you can give me work from another Afro rave artist that I would say, nope, can't connect to that. Do you understand? I connected to this mainly because of the production, mainly because of the style in which it is that he rides over these particular beats. For me, it was energetic, it was vibrant, it was creative. I love how the production was. Like I can't stress enough to you, the biggest thing that gingered me was the production. The biggest thing. So
all of that is good, but it doesn't make it sound good. So I get you. You can have all the money in the world, you can do all of that shit. It still doesn't make it sound good.
Yeah, no, I don't mind you having your opinion that to you it doesn't sound good. Like, you gave it what you gave it, right? And you stand by that. And I disagree. And I told you what I stand by. We are allowed to like different music without me having to tell you you're giving it a low mark because you don't even listen to that music and you don't know what's good and what's not good. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get you.
That's why I want to listen to Adekunle Gold, this particular thing, to see what top level Afro rave songs like. And the thing is, I'm probably going to like it also. That's the weird thing about it. I like good music. That's my criteria. My criteria of liking something is that it's good to my ears. And the thing is, the way I can describe why I liked it shows you how it connected to me.
You said Zachary's album song was good in a 90s movie. What the fuck does that mean? You said that one song was like Whispers of the Weekend. Whatever the hell you said. I don't understand what that means.
Let me.
You gave the album a 3 out of 5.
Let me just get back to the note in what you're talking about, because now you're talking about you're now insulting how it is I look to present how I like a track, which is interesting. I mean, everybody has different ways of communicating. Don't you agree, Ramsey? I mean, you swear a lot, don't you? Don't you? All right.
Yeah.
So I've said here with the Zachary Bliss, Girl Next Door nice. Truth is, love the beat switch. Bliss, I think it might just be a banger. Love his vocals on here. Whispers of the Weekend. Whispers of the Weekend means to, let me just elaborate on that.
What does that mean?
He songs or reminds me of The Weeknd.
Oh,
so I've put this in note form. I've put this in note form to basically, communicate to y'all that I believe that certain parts of it remind me of The Weeknd. Cool. So if you didn't understand, just ask me to elaborate. I don't mind elaborating. I'm writing in shorthand.
I know. It wasn't because I knew you were pressed for time yesterday. I didn't have time to absorb everything. But when I listened back, I was like, "What the fuck does Whisper of the Weekend mean?" And I thought that was like an adjective to describe the song. So I was lost. I was lost. Giving it a 3 still. Anyway, it's good because, like you said, it's a panel. You go on the far generous, and I guess people would say I'm too strict.
Yeah. You're still saying I'm being generous, and I don't think so. But that's fine.
Are you going back to these songs?
What?
Are you going back to Bliss? Are you going back to Rema's song?
I've already gone back to Rema. I used it for my boxing workout last night.
Okay, so
like I told you, it gives me the energy needed for whatever I'm doing.
Are you going back to Zachary's songs?
I've already liked Bliss and FOMO. So yes, I am. Definitely. And to your point with the 90s classic movie, Give You Up, I say here another song that could sit nicely in a 90s classic love movie. So when I was listening to it, I'm actually seeing that this could work well as a song track for a 90s classic vibe. That's how I've communicated to you. And you know that you're going to have people listening to music and feeling differently and expressing that particular feeling differently. You know, that's how things work, Ramsey.
Thanks for elaborating. Yeah.
And I hope it doesn't sound like I'm bullying you. Andrew Archibald says, "Don't let him bully you, Ramsey." I hope it doesn't sound like I'm bullying you.
No. I think he's joking around.
Huh?
It's never that. I think he's joking around. I think it's never that. It's never that.
Cool. Yeah. So outside of the Rema joint, Ed, did you listen to any other?
What else did I listen to? I listened to Deffer's Slim Shady. That was.
What do you think?
That was not good. Like, there was a few joints in there I liked, but whether it was 20 tracks or it was just like 90% of them were just. I felt like it was just like a parody of Eminem kind of thing.
One of my boys got on me heavy yesterday because he was cussing me out for what I said about Eminem. He was like, "You said you weren't going to be biased. What are you talking about?" Like, we ended up getting to like a proper debate about it yesterday. And I just said, bro, he doesn't sound good. This isn't something that no one wants to listen to. And then he brought up numbers, and yeah, he just said he said he couldn't believe it.
Yeah, no, I can't like that. To be fair, I've not been a big fan of Eminem sort of the last 10 years, but you know, I had sort of high hopes given some of his features and some of his songs that I'd heard over the last sort of 2-3 years, thinking, this might be something. I liked them. I did actually like Music to Be Murdered By, actually. I did like that album. I mean, I think maybe that should be his bag. Those more like proper, like that type of concept album where it's like he's playing a character as opposed to like this, where it's sort of like it was a concept album, but it was about himself. So I felt, like I said, so I just felt a bit like it was a parody of himself. You know what I mean?
Fair. All right. Just got a message saying, "Morning, guys. Just listening to yesterday's episode. Firstly, Benin in Nigeria is actually pronounced Bini. All right, so it's Bini. Also, I think Brent would give Rema's latest EP, Ravage 5 rotations. It's really good. So Rema has a latest EP called Ravage.
I thought that was his latest. Hold on. Rema, I go through his discography.
That came out last year. That wasn't this year. That was last year.
Hold on. He's got Rave and Roses, and then this. He's only got 2 albums.
No, Ravage is like a mixtape, I think.
Oh, okay. That's probably why I can't find it on Spotify then.
All right.
Oh no, wait. Oh, hold on. I found it. Yeah, it came out in 2023.
So Ed, did you listen to that one?
I listened to that one. Yeah. I've listened to a couple songs in there. I don't think I've listened to the whole thing. I think I've listened to the song that comes to my head is that Smooth Criminal. I think there's other songs in there as well, but I can't remember top of my head.
Okay.
I have to re-listen to remember it because I probably listened to it at the time. I just can't remember it now.
Well, I'll check that out too and feedback. Thanks again for all your amazing work, XXX. I'm so glad Esther is back. Shout out Whitney. All right, so I have homework. I'm going to listen to Adekunle Gold's project that you just suggested. I'm going to listen to Rema's Ravage, as Whitney suggested, and I'll feedback to you all, right? Cool.
Oh, one more, actually. I can't remember who on the Discord reminded me, but someone reminded me about O'Deal's album. I think we need to listen to that.
I'm also going to be putting forward a fellow Trinidadian. What is his name? Let me look in the Discord right now. What are you listening to? Somebody suggested that we check it out.
Bowen.
Yes. Yeah. I have listened to a couple of his tracks, and I think I really like Bowen. I think I really like him. So I'm going to listen to his latest project also, and I'll see how many rotations I give that. But yeah.
It was Nat King Brown that said it.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my G. All right, then. Lovely. I knew I liked them. Anywho, Odile, latest project, Sunday at Zuri's.
Sunday at Zuri's.
All right, so I'm going to listen to that too, I guess. Because Timmy says Odile's album was 10 out of 10.
Odile, I haven't listened to the whole album. I haven't listened to the whole album, but from the first like 3-4 songs, it's sounding cold.
Yeah, it's sounding cold, yeah, Ed.
You see how he's taking the piss, but when he fucking says "Whispers of a Weekend," the song should be in a fucking 90s movie. We should allow him.
But this is why I said what I said, because man's using sounding cold, man. And I'm using
Whispers of a Weekend.
I'm venturing further into the dictionary to be expressive, and you guys get onto me.
Hey, Brent's alright, man. Brent's alright.
God damn
Brent
it.
was like, "Oh, I like the texture of the song." Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, don't worry. You're just not used to talking to producers when it is that you're chopping up music. Instead is, "Oh, this is effing great." Thumbs up, bro. Chijoke said,
Hey, yo,
breaking news, Euro is going to United. Euro is going to United. No United fans on the Discord, so I'll chop that up tomorrow. But anyway, thank you very much for your contributions. I am definitely going to listen to the albums that I've just been told to listen to, and I'll feedback. I am sure I'm going to like the Adikone Gold because I think I've heard a few tracks from him, and he's a great artist. So I don't know if it is that he's going to offer up anything hogwash. But
either Ed or Brent, put it up on the rotation. I just put a post of all the albums that we spoke of.
Okay. But y'all need to be able to live in a world where people actually like other things and
okay. I want to live in a world where the person doesn't contradict themselves after 10 minutes.
Who?
You.
I've contradicted myself?
You contradicted yourself yesterday.
How?
I'll post it up.
Huh?
I'll post it up.
What do you mean?
I got it clipped up.
Why didn't you share it with the audience now?
It's on my phone and I'm on my laptop.
No, but you can paraphrase. We're on air, Ramsey. This is what we do, provide entertainment.
Oh, you're so fucking annoying. Brent said when we were, I can't remember exactly what album we were reviewing, but Brent said, I will never give an album a 1 out of 5 unless it's absolute bollocks. A few minutes later, he said, this album is absolute bollocks. I give it a 2.
Fair. I mean, that does sound like something I would say, but...
I know, I got it.
No, I didn't say that you don't have it. 100% that sounds like something that might happen, right? What would then happen is I would give more clarity to how I can use a word in 2 instances, but mean 2 different things using that particular word.
Oh,
one could not be as severe as the other, you know? But
okay.
fair. Post it up. Post it up. I will retweet it on the Instagram page, and I will concede. Like I said, it sounds like something that I would say.
Cool. But yeah, thank you to everyone today.
All right.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you again, Ed. Thank you again, Ramsey. You guys have been stellar. Thank you, Natkin Brown. Absolutely stellar. Thank you, Femster. Thank you, Lauren. You guys have been
everyone in the chat as well.
Yes, thank you for rocking with us. And I see that X has allowed me to stream again. There was a bug, I guess, and I had to pay more to quote unquote fix the bug. Imagine, but it's sorted now. So tomorrow should be back to normal with the whole streaming process. Anyway, I've talked enough. I've waffled enough. Bye.
Love.
Take care.